What if I told you that the budgeting advice you've been following your entire life was never designed to make you financially free? What if the famous 50-30-20 rule, the envelope method, zero-based budgeting, and even your monthly expense tracking were all originally crafted to manage workers, not empower them? You think budgeting is supposed to help you save money. But what if budgeting, the way it's commonly taught, is actually a system built to keep you predictable, compliant, and forever dependent on a salary you can't escape? Tonight we're exposing the secret budgeting trap, a financial mechanism that quietly shapes your decisions, determines your lifestyle ceiling, and ensures one thing: you will always need your next paycheck.
To understand this trap, we need to travel back to the early 1900s, a time before digital banking, before modern credit cards, before online spending trackers. Back then, budgeting wasn't something people needed. Wages were low, yes, but life was simpler. People spent what they earned. But then came a revolutionary idea from industrial economists and productivity theorists. Workers are more productive when their money is already assigned before they earn it. The more predictable a worker's spending habits, the easier it becomes to predict their behavior. Companies benefit when workers become dependent on regular cycles of need: rent, food, utilities, all meticulously calculated to require a consistent salary. Governments benefit when citizens stay within certain financial lanes. Banks benefit when individuals consistently rely on credit for emergencies. And the entire system benefits when people believe budgeting will free them, when in fact it keeps them locked in. Before we reveal how this trap works today, we need to explore its origin.
The modern form of budgeting was heavily influenced by economists like Frank Taylor, the father of scientific management. His theories weren't about helping people save money. They were about maximizing worker efficiency for factories. Taylor discovered that when workers lived paycheck to paycheck, they were more motivated to show up, work harder, and avoid risks like entrepreneurship. Later, during the Great Depression, the US government promoted stricter household budgeting, not to grow wealth, but to stabilize an economy on the brink of a collapse. It was about economic survival, not financial independence. Household budgets became a tool for predicting consumption, controlling supply chains, stabilizing wages, minimizing social unrest. Budgeting wasn't framed as build wealth. It was framed as we need citizens to stay disciplined so the system doesn't break. And the public accepted it.
Fast forward to the 1950s and 60s, a new player enters the scene: consumer credit. Suddenly, people weren't budgeting just against their income, they were budgeting against future debt. Credit cards, payday loans, installment plans, all invented to make spending easier and debt more normalized. Banks insisted budgeting was essential to manage your money responsibly. But here's the twist. The more you budget around predictable expenses, the more companies can design products to fit inside your budget. You think your budget controls your spending, but your spending is actually designed to control your budget. Budgets became a map, not for financial freedom, but for corporate profit extraction. Every budget category was soon targeted: food to fast casual restaurants engineered to hit price points, transport to auto loans standardized to fit budget ranges, housing to mortgages built around predictable debt-to-income ratios, leisure to subscription models priced to feel affordable. Your budget became a blueprint for how companies could drain your income with precision, and you never noticed.
The real breaking point came in the early 2000s. As income stagnated and expenses rose, people lived inside budgets that no longer matched reality. Instead of updating the system, banks introduced more debt. Fintech companies introduced more budgeting apps. Governments told people to save more, spend less, while inflation quietly climbed. Budgeting, instead of protecting people, began crushing them. People were budgeting in a system designed for rising debt, rising costs, stagnant wages, and aggressive interest traps. No amount of expense tracking could keep up. Workers became locked in a cycle. Budget, cut expenses, unexpected bill, use credit, pay interest, and repeat. The budgeting trap was complete.
By 2010, the psychological effects became obvious. People began believing, I'm bad with money. I can't save no matter what. Budgeting never works for me. I'm the problem. But they weren't the problem. The system was. Modern budgeting subtly manipulates you into accepting a limited lifestyle ceiling. Budgets condition you to accept the salary you have, not to pursue income growth. Blaming yourself instead of the system. Overspending becomes a personal flaw, not a result of engineered financial pressure. Normalizing debt as a budgeting line item. Minimum payments become part of the monthly plan. Planning around predictable bills that corporations control. Companies raise prices slowly enough that your budget absorbs them without rebellion. You're trained to adjust your budget, not question the system. That's the trap.
Budgets kept failing. People kept drowning. So companies created fixes. Budgeting apps, AI spending trackers, automated savings jars, subscription-based financial planners. But none of these address the root issue. Your budget was never built to make you rich. It was built to keep you organized, in a system designed to keep you dependent. These tools simply helped you adapt to a broken system, not escape it.
Today, the patterns are clearer than ever. 63% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 47% cannot afford a $400 emergency without debt. The average household pays $1,200 a year in bank fees. Credit card interest revenue is at a historic high. People aren't budgeting less, they're budgeting more, and still losing more money than ever. Why? Because budgeting is designed to keep you focused on expenses, not income. Focused on cutting costs, not building assets. Focused on reducing your lifestyle instead of escaping the system. The budgeting trap keeps you financially obedient.
3 takeaways. Budgeting is only half the equation. Income growth is the real key. Without raising your earning power, your budget will always shrink over time. Track systems, not categories. Audit debt, interest, subscriptions, taxes, and invisible drains, the real money funnels. Build buffers and assets, not limitations. Emergency funds, skill building, and investments break dependency cycles.
A final warning. The budgeting trap keeps you focused on pennies so you don't notice the thousands being siphoned away. Once you see the trap, you can't unsee it. But awareness is only the beginning.
If you want to break out of a system designed to keep you dependent, start by understanding the hidden mechanics behind your money. Like this video, share it with someone who's struggling with their finances, and hit subscribe. Because in the next episode, we're exposing the financial narratives you were never meant to question.